Hey guys, I'm here to give you your next daily math lesson. So I just want to point out that yesterday I posted information on talking about polygons, and I'm going to continue talking about polygons today. And if you haven't seen that yet and you don't know what a polygon is, please go back and watch that so that you know what a polygon is. I'm just going to do a brief read description because we're going to talk about a specific type of polygon. Just my pen link. Yeah. So when we're looking at polygons, those are specific shapes that have to follow certain rules. So that does not include all of our shapes. Our first rule that we talked about yesterday was that it had to be a closed shape. So we have to think of like fences. If an animal can escape from our shape, then it's not closed, it's open. So we want here an animal could escape. Think of it like a zoo. We don't want our elephants and tigers running around town. So we want to make sure that our fence is nicely closed, making sure there's no escape points. The other rule we talked about was that it had to have straight sides. So here in the shape I just drew to show a closed shape, I have all straight sides. They're not curving. So there's no shapes like this. Although that's a pretty shape, there's no shapes like this in polygons. It needs to have straight sides. So I'm just going to X that out. No. And today we're going to talk about a very specific type of polygon. And I like to think of it kind of like dog breeds, if we're going with the animal metaphors. Right now we've been talking about polygons. That's like talking about dogs. All dogs have to follow these specific rules to be a dog. Now we're going to talk about a specific breed of dog. And here we're going to talk about a specific type of polygon. And the polygon we're going to talk about today is the triangle. And triangle, actually tri is an old word meaning three. So 3 angles. And I will post another video going into angles, but if this seems tricky to you, don't worry about that. Just kind of focus on what we see here. If you'd like a little extra information on angles, I will give that to you as well. So when you have 3 angle, my 3 is my magic number for the triangle shape. Many of us know this triangle the best. And we can see he's got 1, 2, 3 sides. And I know that I'm going to use some new vocabulary. So over on this section over here, I'm just going to dive into some vocab. And I'll put it in green so it's easy to stand out. I'm going to use an example triangle for my vocab. And we hear these guys are the sides or edges, those flat pieces. Sides or edges, you can call them either which way. They're pretty, you can bounce between them. They're pretty much the same. Now, where my sides and my edges meet, those corner pieces, and I'm putting all my dots on, we call those vertices for multiple, but just one, it's a vertex. Let me make sure I spell everything right. So this point here is a vertex. Multiple of them are vertices. So in a triangle, since our magic number is 3, we want 3 sides, 3 vertices. So I'm going to go back over this sample triangle here. I've got 1, 2, 3 sides. Good. I'm going to count my vertices. 1, 2, 3. And that tells me I have a triangle. Now this one seems super easy because we've seen this shape over and over and over. But triangle can take a huge variety of shape. And as long as it has 1, 2, 3 sides and 1, 2, 3 vertices, it's closed and there's straight sides, not curved sides, those all count in triangle polygons. So I'm going to draw another, I'll switch over to black and draw another shape here. Decrease my nonsense. This guy kind of looks like the missing piece from Shel Silverstein. Make sure that all my edges are meeting. And again, I'm going to count my sides. 1, 2, 3. Awesome. Well, now I'll double check with my vertices. 1, 2, 3. Remember, those vertices are where those lines meet. 1, 2, 3. That would be another triangle. Then switch back to black. And so let's try yet another way to draw them. I'm going to draw a line over here. That's one line. That's 2 lines. I'm going to make that line extra long. And that is 3 lines. And they meet. And so I can count my edges. 1, 2, 3. It's a closed shape. All my edges are closed as best I can. All my sides are as straight as I can make them. Let's double see if I've got 1, 2, 3 vertices on it. Triangle. Your lines, your edges, your triangles have no rules other than they have to be straight. They can be as long or as short as you want to make them, as long as all 3 lines meet up. All right, so if I think 1, 2, and 3, again, 1, 2, 3 sides. I'm sorry, my marker got really big there. 1, 2, 3 vertices. Since 3 is our magic number, we don't want to go over that. As soon as I add a 4th side, say if I did 1, 2, 3, 4, and this side's even a little curved, as long as my point over here, as soon as I've got 4 sides to my shape, it no longer counts as a triangle. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4 sides, 1, 2, 3, 4 vertices. That would be a quadrilateral, which we'll get into tomorrow, but it's not meeting my magic number 3 rule. So triangles are following the rules of polygons. They all have to be closed, all have to have straight sides. And I mean by that is, I can think of a really cool shape. 1, 2, 3, and it kind of looks like an ice cream cone. But because of those curved angles, our vertices actually are harder to tell, since this whole thing could look like one line. Which is why in polygons we need to make sure that we take out that curve and make it a straight line. Now we have 1, 2, 3, and again it all counts in a triangle. 1, 2, 3 sides, 1, 2, 3 points where our lines meet, and would be a vertice. So that's why it has to follow these 2 rules. It has to be a closed shape and it has to have straight sides. And our next rule for a triangle, we're just adding on to those 2 rules, has to have 3 sides, 3 vertices. As long as it meets those 3 sides, 3 vertices rules, then we're pretty good. Okay? If you're curious for a little extra information on why we call it a triangle and not a tri-side or a tri-edge or a tri-vertex, then I've got a separate video for you to watch. But as long as you can feel out that we've got 3 sides, 3 edges, you've got a triangle. And it meets our rules of a polygon. All right, I will see you guys tomorrow. Just a quick lesson today on triangles. We'll go into quadrilaterals a different day. I don't want to overload you guys too much because polygons can be fun, but as soon as you start learning more and more and more polygons, the more we add on, the harder it is to keep all the information straight. So that is all I have for you today. Check to see if there's any other activities to go along with this, and try and look out in the real world for where you see some triangles. And make sure that all three of those sides are straight. They have three vertexes or vertices, and a closed shape with straight edges. There you go. Then you got a triangle. All right, I'm excited to hear about where you guys see some triangles out in your life. Bye.